We are gathered here today to sip some tea, honey, so make sure you guys have your teacups ready because this tea is what? Piping hot. Hey, you guys, it's your girl T, and I hope everybody's doing good today. Make sure you guys have your teacups ready.
Get ready. Y'all get ready.
Yes, you get ready.
Because this tea is what? Piping hot. These are my infections, just when you thought I was really all that. Here comes my accuser coming out with Lisa Bloom looking hella fat. Let it burn, let it burn, let it burn. All right, y'all, I told you I'm gonna have a damn single by the time this whole Dragon Ball T Usher situation is done with, okay? And before y'all get y'all's panties in a bunch, before you guys start accusing me of fat shaming, damn it, that's just the words that went with the damn lyrics, okay? Everybody sees that, girl, and everybody also was surprised to see that that's the accuser that's accusing Usher of not giving her herpes. This entire situation is a hot damn mess, okay? Now, let me go ahead and say this. Let's not let all these distractions fool you from letting you know that on this date, 16 years ago, honey, Usher dropped 8/7/2001, and that album was thebomb.com, okay? I just had my son that January, and when that song dropped in the summertime, oh my God, everybody on the block got it in, okay? So yes, it's funny that all of this nonsense is coming out on the anniversary that Usher dropped his album back in 2001. So if you guys don't know, today, Quintasia Sharpton, who was the woman accusing Usher of basically exposing her to herpes. She made it seem like her ass had herpes, but then she came out and said that she was negative, and she's speaking on behalf of the other two because they're supposedly positive, okay? So she's saying that she's upset, and the reason why she's suing is because Usher exposed her to herpes and never told her about his status, okay? So this whole situation's a mess, and of course, the ambulance chaser, Lisa Bloom, is there, skinning and grinning and loving every moment of this damn piping hot tea session, okay? Y'all go ahead and watch this interview. I want y'all to watch the entire interview because it seems like a lot of people are just watching Quintasia says, but I also want you guys to watch what Lisa Bloom had to say as well. Check this out, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
I had a child a year ago, and I knew I was negative. But I contacted Lisa Bloom to find out what my rights are as a woman. Although I am negative, I was upset by the reports because I would have never consented if I would have known. I would not have taken the risk of getting an incurable disease. My health is very important to me, especially now that I am a mother. I feel that my rights were violated. I am speaking out today on behalf of myself and others, some of whom are positive and are embarrassed to speak out publicly. I am doing this so that he does not do this to anyone else. Usher, if you are negative, please say so. If you are positive, you need to warn your sex partners so that they can make their own informed decisions. Thank you.
Thank you, Quintasia. Good morning. I am attorney Lisa Bloom. Many news reports over the last several weeks have stated that celebrity musician Usher Raymond has tested positive for HSV-2, also known as genital herpes. About 1 in 6 American adults has genital herpes. It is simply a medical condition, and neither Mr. Raymond nor anyone else should be shamed or stigmatized for it. That is not what this is about. However, genital herpes is highly contagious and incurable. It can cause high-risk pregnancies and miscarriages. Some people have to take expensive daily medication to combat it. Outbreaks can be painful and debilitating, and that's why the law requires that people with herpes warn their sexual partners or abstain from sex. Those are the only two choices. Mr. Raymond has not publicly denied the reports that he was diagnosed with the virus in approximately 2009, nor has he denied the reports that he had unprotected sex with a woman after his diagnosis and transmitted the virus to her without warning her, paying her a $1.1 million settlement in compensation for her injuries in 2012. Some legal documents purporting to evidence that have been posted online, and no one from Mr. Raymond's team has publicly denied the accuracy of those documents. If Mr. Raymond is in fact a carrier of the virus, as these reports state, my 3 clients allege that he violated their rights by failing to warn them prior to having sexual contact with them. At least one of my clients has tested positive for the virus and alleges that it was Mr. Raymond who transmitted it. News reports can be wrong, and only a medical test can truly answer the question here. But if Mr. Raymond is negative, by allowing this story to go unrebutted for weeks on end, he has caused many people to be concerned about their reproductive health. Since this news broke, many people have reached out to me, claiming that they had unprotected sex with Mr. Raymond since 2012, fearful that he may have transmitted the virus to them. They have been anxious, upset, and missed work to undergo medical testing. Mr. Raymond has not reached out to any of them, directly or indirectly. They are not able to contact him, as they say he always called them from a blocked number. Their trust and faith in him has been shattered. In these circumstances, which are unusual, if Mr. Raymond is negative, we call upon him to either contact each of his intimate partners since his diagnosis and notify them, or to make a public statement so that people's minds can be put to rest. Today, I am filing a lawsuit in California on behalf of 2 women and 1 man who say they had sexual contact with Mr. Raymond and he failed to warn them of any STD. By filing this lawsuit, we seek to ascertain the truth. We hope the reports are not true. We hope that Mr. Raymond is negative and that this can all be cleared up quickly. We hope that he has not knowingly endangered his sex partners, fans who revered him and who were thrilled to receive his personal attention. In addition to the 3 plaintiffs in this lawsuit, several other individuals have contacted me with the same concerns. My Bloom Firm team is in the process of reviewing their facts, evidence, and witnesses as we do in any case, and as we have done for the 3 plaintiffs who are suing today. So more people may be added in the days to come. No one in America, not even a popular celebrity, is above the law. And everyone, even ordinary people who find themselves swept away by a superstar, has the legal right to be respected, which includes being warned about STDs so that each person can make a decision about her own health and her own body. Thank you. I'm happy to answer a few questions. Ms. Sharpton is not going to answer questions because she is now in litigation. And the lawsuit, by the way, is being filed in California this morning because of the time change. It will take a couple hours to get it to folks in New York.
A couple of just very detailed questions. Is
Yes.
it John or Jane Doe who tested positive?
We're not answering that question right now. At least one of my clients has tested positive.
What is the timeline for when these sexual contacts took place? So do we know that was that after it was at least reported that he had herpes?
Yes.
Had taken place earlier before he might have had herpes.
Sure. So the question is about the timeline. According to the reports online, Mr. Raymond tested positive in 2009 or 2010. According to the reports online in 2012, he paid a settlement to a woman who claimed that he had infected her. All of my clients allege that they had unprotected sexual contact with Mr. Raymond since 2012. And it's only been publicly reported in 2017 in the last few weeks about him allegedly being positive for herpes. Yes?
Yeah.
Sure, yes. Quantasia is Quantasia, and her last name is Sharpton, Sharpton.
Do all states require notification, and if not, where did the encounters take place? What states?
So the question is, do all states require notification? I haven't surveyed the law in all 50 states. I can tell you that in most states, notification is required. I think certainly for a civil case, knowing that you have a contagious STD like herpes, having sexual contact without warning on the civil side, that's probably actionable in all 50 states. If we're talking about the criminal law, I believe it is a crime in most states. It certainly is in California, where this case is being filed. And we're not giving any more details as to location or time or the specifics of the sexual contact. All of that will be revealed in the lawsuit.
What are the damages for someone who did not test positive for herpes?
So the question is about damages about somebody who is negative for herpes, like Ms. Sharpton. In California, there is a precedent-setting case from the 1980s against Rock Hudson, who was alleged to have given HIV to his sex partner without disclosing, without warning. And in that case, the jury came back with an award of millions of dollars, even though his sex partner was negative. Having said that, this case is really not about money. We do not put a dollar amount in the lawsuit. You'll hear about some other lawyers who do that. I don't do that. We're happy with whatever jury award the jury feels is appropriate. We are asking not only for compensation for exposing somebody to a virus, if indeed that's what happened, without their consent, but also a court order requiring Mr. Raymond, if he is positive, to notify his sex partners before he has sex with them, as the law requires. And all of my clients allege that they were not warned. So this is a violation of their rights, whether they are positive or negative. There's also some very interesting law in California that consent is revoked if it was obtained under false pretenses, and that includes not warning of an STD. Essentially, it transforms consensual sex into non-consensual sex.
Meaning rape?
Well, I'm not using that word.
Was this in one state? I know you don't want to give specifics about locations, or
Right.
is it across the map? I mean, are all three people from different areas?
Our case is filed today in California, and we're not getting into the details of the location. People have called me about different locations across the country.
And are these the locations of where the
Right.
events took place, not where the individuals may or may not be from? Because I know that he attracts a crowd from people from everywhere.
That is true. Again, we're not revealing the locations of the incidents today.
All right, so you guys just watched that interview. And like I said, this entire situation is just crazy to me. Now, there's a few things I want to point out that kind of disturbed me with what she was saying. Quintasia is saying that her health is the most important thing to her. She's big on her health, and she wants to keep herself safe. Now, my thing is this. If your health is so important to you, why would you have unprotected sex with a random stranger that you do not know from a can of paint? I don't care how many CDs of Usher's that you bought. I don't care if you have 1 million posters of Usher in your bedroom. You do not know that man personally. You do not know his sexual health. You knew nothing about him. But because he was Usher, you were willing to let him hit it raw, okay? So at some point in time, you have to take personal responsibility for exposing your damn self to herpes, ma'am, okay? So I don't feel bad for her. I don't feel bad for any of these people, because it seems like a lot of these folks were willing to give it up to Usher simply because he was Usher. Now, that does not negate what Usher did by not telling these people, but there's no saints in these stories, okay? So now, of course, social media went crazy, honey. When I tell you, folks were dragging this girl, they were going in on her. This girl has officially turned into a damn meme, okay? I want you guys to go ahead and check out what everybody was saying on Twitter this morning. Check this out. I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
celebrating my birthday.
With that being said, let's not get it twisted, okay? A lot of guys are willing to sleep with anybody. They don't really trip on size. As long as the woman is willing to give it up, they'll have sex with her, okay? So I don't think Usher is any different from any other guy. I don't see how people get online and act like they don't know anybody who's ever had sex with a woman who's overweight, or a man who's overweight for that matter. A lot of people have sex with people who are overweight. You know, that's not a big deal. Now, another thing I will say is this. People need to also realize that it makes sense that a negative person would come out and talk about this, because you got to think about it. The two people who are positive for herpes, do they really want the whole world knowing that they have herpes? I'm sure they don't. And also, have they told all their sexual partners that they have herpes? Who knows? So that might be why they're pushing this woman into the forefront, because she has tested negative. So there's really not going to be any stigma for her. But for the other two who tested positive, that's probably why they're still lingering in the shadows. And that's why I said it's very important that you guys listen to the entire press conference, because basically they're asking Usher to reveal his status so that way they can get to the bottom of this foolishness, okay? Now, big or not, like I said, guys will have sex with anyone as long as they're willing to, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to take that from her because of her size. Me personally, I don't care about Quintasia. Her ass doesn't even have herpes. I'm not interested in your story, ma'am. I'm more interested in the damn man, okay? In the man who came out and said that Usher slept with him. They had sexual contact. I want to see what he looks like, bitch, okay? And I know a few people were saying, well, I've never heard that Usher was bi or on the DL. These rumors have been swirling around the ATL for years, okay? And even as recently as this weekend, one of Usher's former employees spilled the tea, and basically they let it be known that this is not a surprise. And when Usher had his bar in Atlanta, a lot of people speculated that he was in a relationship with one of the employees. And this is what this employee with their messy ass, honey, but I was here for a bitch. This is what they wrote on Twitter. Check this out. All right, so you guys just saw what the former employee had to say. So again, I'm not surprised if he's bi, if he goes both ways. You know, it's the ATL, it's 2017. Nothing shocks me what people do sexually. My main thing is that he does need to be honest with his partners, you know, so that way he doesn't find himself in this situation. But again, you guys, let's keep it 100. Nobody has died of herpes. This is not like HIV, AIDS. You know what I'm saying? It's an inconvenience of anything, but none of these people are going to die. In my personal opinion, they're just looking to get some money, and they have this damn ambulance chaser by their side, and they're just looking to get paid. You know, nothing more, nothing less. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button, and make sure you click that bell so you can be down with the notification squad, honey. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. All right, deuces. Hey you guys, it's your girl T. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. You can also visit Lovelyti.com to purchase any merchandise. Also, don't forget to click the boxes down below to watch any of my previous videos. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.